And I asked this lady how her experience was with that particular bank, and she was like, no, it would have been better. It could have been better. And she actually recommended another bank, and I was like, yo. Hey guys, I'm your girl Matilda, and I'm so glad to have you here. In this video, we are going to go through some of the things you can consider, particularly 6 things you can consider as you are deciding on which bank to get settled in if you're in Zambia. And these are things that went through my mind as I was deciding which bank to open my business bank account with. So it's not exhaustive. You can have your own checklist, and also it doesn't mean that other banks are bad. Disclaimer. I have a lot of accounts of different banks, and there are benefits that I have enjoyed with them. But these are the things that I thought of to settle on my bank account. So guys, number one, as you are deciding which bank to put your business account with, I would advise you to actually think of the first thing, which is think of the type of service you want. For me, as I was deciding on which bank to put my business account with, I actually had to make sure that the bank had good internet banking. So online banking was something that I was very, very particular with, and checking and trying to see which bank was doing what in the area of internet banking. Now, I know that a lot of banks have migrated in that space. So here I was actually following up with people that have bank accounts with certain banks and asking them, okay, so how is the online banking? How is the internet banking? What do they have? And how was your experience? Things like that. These were really helpful for me on deciding which bank to settle with. Also, as I was deciding what type of service I wanted, aside from internet banking, I had to check what financial products I had. Things like treasury bills or bonds, how they work around that. Now, you know, I have done videos in that area, and so part of my goals is to actually, have a business and buy TBs with that business and see how that works out. Just get my feet wet in that area. So I wanted a bank that would say, okay, yeah, if you do open this bank account, you can get this and this service and other financial products. So I was checking on what type of products am I going to enjoy with this bank, and how will we work out in the long term and in the short term. So yeah. Also, I was checking if they do have business accounts and what their business accounts do. So I wanted to see which one was most flexible and understanding of a woman entrepreneur, a tamanga, like what do they have in place. So most banks in this area are actually uniform. They were relatively okay. The only difference in this part 1 section was the internet banking. I asked a number of people, and also with certain banks that I have accounts with, how I experience the internet banking and if it's something that I would actually put my business account, towards. Largely because my business is on the internet. I'm making videos for you. I have a website, so I really wanted an online banking experience to go with my online business. So that was number 1. The second thing you want to consider as you are deciding on which bank to settle in Zambia is bank charges. You need to know what type of bank charges your business account is going to be undergoing, or your personal account. I wanted to make sure that it was not too expensive, because there is premium banking, there's different types of bank accounts. Key thing, ask them questions. Tell them what type of bank you expect, what type of account you're expecting, and ask them what are the transactional costs, what charges should I expect at the end of the month, and also so that you are able to plan. You have that minimum book balance, but also you always have that money for the bank charges that is sitting in the bank or waiting for that charge to actually clear through. Yeah. So also, if there's a book balance charge for my business account, I found that most banks in the Zambian space do not have a minimum book balance for a business account, but they do have a monthly charge for a business account. So that was uniform across the board. And also for ATM charges for certain accounts, depending on which bank you get to, but they did give you an ATM card, and if they do, there was a minimum bank charge. Yeah, at first there wasn't. Anyway, I don't know, but yeah, there is Bank charge, did I find out about that one? No, the ATM withdrawal fee, I did not find out, and I think I assumed that it's because of the time when they removed those charges and blah blah blah. So I didn't ask that, but that's something you should definitely find out. You should definitely find out, and if it's something that you will be able to afford going forward. The third thing you need to consider as you are deciding on a bank is proximity to you. By proximity, I mean how near is the bank to you. You don't want to be moving all the way to the other side of town to get the bank service. And also you want to make sure that even if you have to open with a certain branch, but there's a branch that's near to you, I wouldn't want to go way too far off from where I live and where most of my activities are to get to a bank. So if the bank is not near me, it's a bit of a problem. But what's even beneficial is if its headquarters is even near you, that's even a plus, because then you know that if your branch is not okay, the HQ is, you heard that, the HQ is nearby, and you're able to sort out whatever challenges you have, and you can, move forward on your business. Yeah. So now on these other 3 steps left, these are more personal steps, and the fourth one is recommendations from people. So as I was shopping around which bank to consider to put my business in, I actually started asking people that have business accounts or personal accounts with those banks and asked them what the experience was. And is it something that you would like to experience yourself, or could they refer you to another type of bank? And let me tell you, as I was opening my bank account, I got the letters and everything from this from somebody to open this bank account. I sat in the waiting area, right, in the, what do they call that, in the foyer, and I asked this lady how her experience was with that particular bank, and she was like, no, it would have been better. It could have been better. And she actually recommended another bank. And I was like, yo, I've already got all this paperwork and all these letters for this bank. I cannot change now. So that was something that was unfortunate for me. But really did try to be diligent as I was looking through which bank to open with. But yeah, I guess you can't be too thorough sometimes. Their requirements. What does the bank need from you to actually open an account with them? Now, when I was going through this process and checking around banks, the first thing I found that one thing was irritating me so much, and I think it is standard. I don't know if it's a recommendation by BOS, who's the regulator of the financial industry in that area, but all of them said if you're a company, you need to get an introductory letter by another company or a lawyer, a practicing lawyer. Now that had me irritated, and for the obvious reasons that of course you have to go around looking around, okay, which company is banking with this one? Do I know the people? And if you don't, then it's a bit of a headache. But again, you can also go to a practicing lawyer. On this one, I'll tell you, truth be told, it made me uncomfortable because I was like, okay, if I can't get any of my friend lawyers to write me an introductory letter, then I have to pay for it. And which lawyer is going to want to sit down, write an introductory letter, and give you when they're busy in court or doing stuff? So that was one of my pet peeves. I really didn't like it, but lucky for me, my friend who's a practicing lawyer, awesome practicing lawyer, actually came out and did that letter for me, and it was done within a day, so it was easy. And also, as you're deciding, as you're hearing what the bank requires, you should also ask how long it would take for them to actually open an account. You don't want to apply and have to wait 2 weeks, and then you thought it would take a day or two to actually get this account working. So you want to know what the bank requirements are and how long it takes for them to process that account, to create the account. Yeah. 6th thing you might want to consider is also what services or products does this bank have that cater to you specifically. For example, I'm a woman, I'm running a business now. I would like to look for banks that have special, things for me to actually enjoy because I'm a woman and I'm running a business, and also that type of support, because then I know that they're considering me. So these special things, special services towards unique groups of people, for example, women in business, or women in savings groups, or women having savings accounts, or men, whatever. for me, that was actually a big decision maker because I wanted a bank that actually had something I was going to benefit because of my unique experience. Now, I know I've asked you in my last video to say if you want me to share the bank I selected, let me know. But when I gave it a lot of thought, I found that it would, make things a bit weird for me because I have different accounts held at different banks and I enjoy certain services from them. So that's why I decided to just make 6 reasons or 6 things to consider as you're deciding, because I figured if I disclose the one bank, then it would mean these other banks don't serve me a good purpose, but they really do give me good service. But it's just these certain unique things. However, by me giving you these 6 guiding tools, you're able to also pick out which bank would serve you, because then you have this guide and then you pick a particular bank that serves your particular purpose, because you also have certain things that you look for, and also a bank near you is actually better than any of the other reasons. So yeah, you guys, I hope you're not too crushed, but I am definitely supporting and hoping for the best as you are deciding on which bank to take your money to. And yeah, this was my video, guys, so I will see you in the next one. Have a good week. Bye bye.